I spent 15 years telling riders to stay away from Chinese motorcycles. Cheap steel, disposable engines, zero dealer support. I said all of it. Then I spent this past year actually riding them, and one bike in particular made me eat every word. I'm saving that one for last, because when you hear what it costs, you'll understand why I changed my mind, but let's build the case first. Number 6. CFMoto 450 CLC. Here's a problem the American cruiser market has quietly had for a decade. There's almost nothing for new riders. Harley killed the Street 500. The cheapest Sportster costs more than a used car. If you wanted classic cruiser style on a first bike budget, your options were old bikes and compromises. The 450 CLC exists specifically to solve that. Starting at $5,799, it gives you genuine retro cruiser looks. Round headlight, low seat, fat tires, wrapped around the same smooth 449 cubic centimeters, 270-degree twin CFMoto uses across its 450 lineup. That 270-degree crank matters more than the number suggests. It gives the exhaust a lazy, syncopated V-twin style rumble instead of the sewing machine buzz you'd expect from a small parallel twin. Park it next to bikes, costing twice as much, and it does not look apologetic. Compare it to a Honda Rebel 500, the default first cruiser recommendation for years. The Honda costs several $100s more, and the CFMoto counters with a nicer finish level. LED lighting everywhere, better instrumentation, details the Rebel skips at its price. The Honda still wins on resale value and dealer density, no argument there. Which brings up the real weakness, resale. Chinese bikes still depreciate faster than Japanese ones in the US, and a first-time buyer who upgrades in 2 years will feel that at trade-in time. Factor it into your math, honestly. But here's my opinion, and I'll stand behind it. As a machine to actually learn on, low-seat, forgiving power, style you won't be embarrassed by, this is the smartest sub-$6,000 cruiser purchase in America. Drop a comment if you would have believed that sentence 3 years ago. Number 5. CFMoto 800NK. Spec sheet time because this one earns it. 799cc parallel twin. The same basic LC8C architecture KTM uses in the 790 Duke, and that is not internet speculation. CFMoto literally builds engines with KTM in a joint venture. So when I tell you the 800NK is $8,699, understand what that means. You are buying into a proven Austrian engine platform, assembled by the company KTM itself trusts to build it, for thousands less than the orange branded equivalent. On the road, that translates into a genuinely quick, naked bike. Strong mid-range, the kind of roll on acceleration that makes highway passes a flick of the wrist, and electronics, ride modes, traction control, a big TFT dash that would have been super bike only equipment 10 years ago. A comparable Yamaha MT-07 costs about the same money and gives you noticeably less power, and a far more basic electronics package. The MT-09 outguns it, but that is a different price bracket entirely. Here is something most reviewers gloss over, though. Suspension tuning. The 800NK's setup runs soft when you push hard, and aggressive riders will find the limit of the damping before the limit of the engine. It is a boulevard fast bike, not a track day weapon. Know which one you are shopping for. The community consensus is interesting on this one. Riders who came from the KTM 790 Duke describe it as 90% of the bike for 70% of the money. And honestly, that math checks out. Would I personally pick it over the used 790 route? For the warranty alone, probably yes. A 2-year factory warranty on a known engine beats a mystery Craigslist history every time. Number 4. CFMoto Ibex 450, $6,499. That is where this story starts, because the Ibex 450 is the bike that cracked the door open for Chinese motorcycles in America. For that money, you are getting a 449 cubic centimeters, 270-degree parallel twin, fully adjustable KYB suspension with 200 millimeters of travel, tubeless spoke wheels, a chromoly steel frame, and a dry weight of 386 pounds. Read that spec list again and remember the price. A comparably equipped Japanese adventure bike does not exist at this number. The closest thing, a Honda CB500X, costs more and gives you less suspension, less adjustability, and cast wheels. Here's the thing that actually converted people, though. It is not good for a Chinese bike. Rider Magazine called it not just a good adventure bike for the price, but a good adventure bike, period. That distinction matters. For years, every Chinese motorcycle review came with an asterisk. This one does not. The twin is smooth thanks to dual counterbalancers. The switchable ABS actually works the way off-road riders want it to. And the on-the-fly adjustable windscreen is a feature bikes twice this price still do not offer. The forums are full of riders who bought one as a cheap second bike and quietly stopped riding their expensive first bike. Now, the honest downside, highway passing power. 40-ish horsepower means 2 up with luggage. At 75 miles per hour, you are wringing its neck. If your adventure riding involves a lot of interstate, this is not your bike. And the dealer network, while growing fast, still has gaps in rural states. My take? This is the best sub-$7,000 motorcycle sold in America right now from any country. That sentence would have gotten me laughed out of a bike night in 2020. Nobody is laughing anymore. Number 3, Kove 800 X Pro. The Yamaha Ténéré 700 has owned the middleweight adventure conversation for years. Kove looked at it and asked one question: what if it weighed 50 pounds less? The 800X Pro carries a 799cc DOHC parallel twin making 95 horsepower at a curb weight of just 408 pounds, at least 50 pounds lighter than current offerings from Japan, Austria, and Germany. If you have never ridden off-road, here is the translation. 50 pounds is the difference between picking your bike up out of sand once and picking it up all day. It changes what terrain you are willing to attempt. Price: $11,299. That is real money. But a Ténéré 700 lands around 11 grand too, with 20 fewer horsepower and more weight. And the engine here is not a mystery. The 799cc twin shares its internal dimensions with KTM's LC8C engine, the same architecture behind the 790 Adventure. Kove did not reinvent the wheel. They copied a very good wheel and undercut it. Fully adjustable KYB suspension at both ends, switchable ABS with 3 modes, a 5-gallon tank, good for around 250 miles of range. The hardware list reads like a bike costing $4 grand more. Owners back this up, by the way. One long-term Ténéré rider who switched put it bluntly: lighter, more powerful, cheaper, and the only people complaining have not ridden one. The genuine weakness? Dealer network, full stop. Kove's US footprint is a fraction of Yamaha's. Break down in Montana and you are shipping parts, not walking into a dealership. For some riders, that is a deal breaker, and honestly, fair. Would I take it over the Ténéré? Riding it back to back, yeah. I did not expect to say that either. Number 2, Kove 450 Rally. Picture the start line of the Dakar Rally, the most brutal motorsport event on Earth. Factory rally bikes there cost more than houses, and you cannot buy one at any price. Kove showed up, raced it, finished it, and then did something no factory team does. They put the bike on sale to the public. The street-legal 450 Rally is 50-state legal and runs $9,299. What you get is genuinely unlike anything else in the US market: a 449 cubic centimeters DOHC single, 3 separate fuel tanks totaling 8 gallons, and a realistic range of over 300 miles. 300 miles off-road without seeing a gas station. The nearest philosophical rival, a KTM 690 Enduro R with rally kit, costs 13 grand before you even start bolting on tanks and navigation towers. Here it all comes stock, including a frame-mounted nav tower that keeps the display steady no matter where the bars point. Ask any owner and you will hear the same theme. This bike does things they were told required a $25,000 build. Now the honest part, because this one has real caveats. The tall version carries a 37.8-inch seat height. That is genuinely tall, and even the 36-inch low seat option will have shorter riders tiptoeing. It is also a rally bike at heart. The maintenance schedule is more dirt bike than commuter, and if you treat it like a Honda, you will be disappointed. My honest opinion? This is the most special motorcycle in this entire video, but it is the least universal. It is for a specific rider. If you are that rider, nothing else on the market at this price even competes. Number 1. CFMoto 675SS. I rode this bike expecting to write a polite paragraph about impressive progress. Instead, I got off it, checked the price tag twice, and sat in the parking lot recalibrating my entire opinion of an industry. Here's what it is. A brand new 675cc inline 3-cylinder making 95 horsepower at 11,000 revolutions per minute, 429 pounds, with a fully adjustable KYB fork, J-Huan, radial 4-piston brakes, a slipper clutch, and quick shifter for $7,999. Let me put that in context. An inline triple is the engine layout that made Triumph famous, that snarling, torquey, rich character between a twin and a 4. Until now, the cheapest new triple you could buy in America was a Triumph or a Yamaha MT-09, both well north of 10 grand. CFMoto built their own triple from scratch, not borrowed, not licensed, and priced it under $8,000. That is what changed my mind, not that a Chinese bike got good enough, that a Chinese company engineered something the established brands do not offer at any comparable price. That is not catching up. That is leading. The flaws are real. There is no IMU, so the traction control and ABL are not lean sensitive like pricier sport bikes, and the quick shifter only works on upshifts. Long-term reliability is also genuinely unproven because this engine is brand new and no amount of launch hype substitutes for 50,000-mile owner reports. But if you had told me in 2020 that my favorite new sport bike under $10,000 would be Chinese, I would have laughed at you. I was wrong. This is the bike that proved it. So was I wrong about Chinese motorcycles? On build quality and engineering completely. The asterisk era is over. Where I would still hesitate is dealer support and resale value, and those gaps are real, even if they are closing slowly. If I had to put my own money down today, it would be the 675SS. Nothing else delivers a 95 horsepower triple for under 8 grand, full stop. Now, I want the honest answer from you. Would you actually put a Chinese bike in your garage in 2026, or is the badge still a deal breaker? Drop it in the comments and subscribe, because next I'm testing whether these bikes survive long-term ownership.